Snow had started falling just as the house filled with laughter and the familiar scent of pine and cinnamon. Holidays had always meant something special to me. Warm lights, shared meals, and the quiet belief that everything, at least for one day, was right in the world. For years, my wife, Elena, made sure her entire family gathered under our roof. Her confident brothers, her sharp-tongued sisters, and her parents, who never quite hid their disapproval of me, all showed up like clockwork. I played my part every year, smiling, hosting, pretending. For 7 years, I told myself it was worth it because I loved her. But this year felt different. Elena had grown distant, guarded with her phone, cold in her touch, and quick to dismiss any attempt I made to reach her. I tried everything: dinners, surprises, conversations. Every time, she brushed me off with the same tired excuses about work and stress. Still, something deeper was off, something she wasn't saying. The truth revealed itself in the middle of what should have been the happiest moment of the evening. We were gathered around the tree, gifts exchanged, everyone buzzing with anticipation. I handed out carefully chosen presents, receiving polite smiles and generic gifts in return. Then Elena stood up, drawing all attention to herself. Her lips curved into a sugary smile as she held out a single envelope. "Merry Christmas," she said sweetly. The room leaned in as I opened it. Divorce papers. For a brief second, I thought it had to be some kind of joke. Then the laughter hit me. Her brothers clapped like they'd just witnessed a grand performance. One of her sisters let out a whistle. Even her mother looked pleased, and her father nodded, as if something long overdue had finally happened. They had all known. They expected me to crumble, to beg, to fall apart in front of them. Instead, I smiled, because I had known too. For weeks, I had been piecing it together. The late nights, the lies, the affair she thought she'd hidden so well. I knew how she painted herself as the victim to her family, how she planned this moment to break me publicly, believing I'd be too blindsided to respond. But I wasn't. "Thank you," I said calmly, folding the papers and setting them aside. "I actually got you something too." I reached behind the tree and pulled out a small velvet box, the kind that usually holds something meaningful. Her confidence returned instantly. "You think a gift fixes this?" She opened it and froze. Inside was a sleek flash drive. Tucked beneath it was a photograph. Her, in a motel room, with another man. The color drained from her face so fast it was almost unreal. Silence swallowed the room. She stared at the contents like they might disappear if she blinked. Her hands trembled as she pulled out the photo, her expression unraveling as recognition hit. "What is this?" she whispered. I leaned back, calm, steady. "Your real present." One of her brothers scoffed, muttering something about editing and fake images. I just smiled and walked over to the television. "Let's make it clearer," I said. The moment the video played, everything changed. There was no denying it. No editing. No excuses. Her voice filled the room, laughing, mocking me, calling me predictable, saying I'd never see it coming. Saying I'd be easy to leave, easy to take from. The laughter from earlier vanished. Her father looked stunned. Her mother covered her mouth. The same people who had cheered just moments ago now stared at her in disbelief. Elena rushed forward, yanking the drive out. But it didn't matter. The damage was done. I stood slowly, meeting her gaze. "You said I wasn't going anywhere," I said quietly. "That I'd never amount to anything without you." From my coat, I placed another envelope on the table. "That's the sale agreement for the company you said would fail. It closed last week." She blinked, confused. "For over $3 million. It's all mine." Her legs seemed to give out as she dropped back onto the couch, speechless. Her father finally spoke, his voice heavy. "Is this true?" She didn't answer. She didn't need to. I picked up my coat and headed toward the door. "Oh, and about the divorce," I added, pausing. "I already filed. Under adultery." I glanced once more at the room that had turned against her. "Merry Christmas." Then I left. The fallout was immediate. By the next day, My phone was flooded with missed calls and frantic messages from Elena, anger, panic, desperation, all tangled together. I didn't respond. Others did. Someone from her own extended family shared the evidence with her workplace. Within days, an internal investigation began. What she thought was a private betrayal became a professional disaster. Then it spread further. The man she had been seeing, his personal life unraveled just as quickly. His family found out. His reputation collapsed. He disappeared from her life almost overnight. Elena, who had once stood so confidently in that living room, found herself completely alone.
Her family distanced themselves.
The same people who had supported her now avoided her. Apologies reached me quietly from those who realized too late what had really happened. She had burned every bridge. A week later, there was a knock on my door. I already knew who it was. When I opened it, Elena looked nothing like the woman I remembered. Her confidence was gone, replaced by exhaustion and regret. She stood there, hesitant, like she didn't belong anywhere anymore. "Can I come in?" she asked softly. I stepped aside. She walked in slowly, glancing around as if searching for something familiar, something she could hold on to. But there was nothing left of the life we once shared. "I lost everything," she said, her voice breaking. "My job, my family, everything." I stayed silent. "I know I messed up," she continued. "I know I hurt you, but I need help. I don't have anyone else." There it was. Not love. Not remorse.
Need.
I looked at her, really looked this time, and realized something had changed, not in her, but in me. "I hope you rebuild," I said calmly. "I really do." She looked up, a flicker of hope in her eyes. "But you'll do it without me." The words hit harder than anything else I could have said.
She stared, stunned.
"You don't mean that." I walked to the door and opened it. "I forgave you," I said. "But that doesn't mean I want you in my life." No anger. No shouting. Just finality. She stood there for a moment longer, then turned and walked out. And that was the last time I saw her. In the end, it wasn't about revenge. It wasn't about tearing her down. It was about walking away with my dignity intact and building something better, something she could never be part of again. She chased what she thought was better and lost everything. I let go and found peace.